All right, so when negotiating to buy a home, a lot of buyers can get overwhelmed by the number of things they need to read and comprehend as part of their contract. And one of the most important clauses in any real estate contract is the home inspection contingency. So today, let's start at the very beginning and talk about what a home inspection contingency is. A home inspection contingency is a clause written into a real estate purchase agreement that provides you, as the buyer, the right to have a home inspection performed by a professional home inspector within a designated time, typically 7 to 10 days, depending on what is agreed upon as part of your contract. Another important factor to consider when thinking about your home contingency is this particular clause also provides the buyer the right to cancel the contract or negotiate repairs if you are not satisfied with what the home inspector finds. This is why the home inspection contingency is a fundamental part of any purchase contract. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of what a home inspection contingency is and why it's important, let's discuss and define what a contingent offer actually means. So when dealing in real estate, a contingency is a set of specific conditions that need to be met in order to purchase a home. And if these conditions are not met, the contract cannot be considered legally binding. Now, assuming you as the buyer have a home inspection contingency inside of your contract and you are unhappy with the inspection results, at this point, both parties, you as the buyer and the seller, have a few options. Option 1, either renegotiate the contract, or option 2, cancel the contract as a whole, and it'll be as if the contract never even happened. So, when does the home inspection contingency actually go into effect? Your home contingency will become part of a binding contract only if both parties, both the buyer and the seller, agree to sign the agreement's terms and conditions. Now, of course, any home sales contract has multiple types of contingencies possible, including, but not limited to, an appraisal contingency, a financing contingency, a home sale contingency. But today, let's exclusively discuss the inspection contingency. Buyers can write contingent clauses for almost anything that's negotiated. That's why it is so important to understand each contingency's purpose when signing your contract. A proper contingency clause will protect you as the buyer and give you the necessary freedom to cancel the contract if you choose to. Never forget, the contract you sign is legally binding, and that contract clearly defines the obligations of what both sides are expected to do. And contingency clauses can be part of any real estate contract. So how will a home inspection contingency protect you as a buyer? Essentially, a home inspection contingency is your due diligence period of your contract and has significant implications if you don't have a clear understanding as to what you are agreeing to as part of that contract. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the answer everybody wants to know. Assuming you as the buyer have a full home inspection contingency as part of your contract, and you as the buyer order your home inspection within the agreed upon time frame within your contract, and you are unhappy with your inspection results, you can walk away from the deal. Another important factor to note is by following the rules written and agreed upon within your contract, if you choose to properly utilize your home inspection contingency, this contingency allows you, as the buyer, the opportunity to get back your earnest money. Now, let's say you as the buyer are unhappy with the results of your inspection, but you don't want to cancel the contract. You have some options. Option 1, approve the inspection and move the contract to the next step. Option 2, disapprove the inspection, terminate the deal, and receive a full refund. Option 3, request a time extension for further inspections. Or option 4, request repairs or concessions. Now, at this point, the seller gets to review your request and issue an approval to complete repairs or make a counteroffer. And depending on the outcome, the buyer can either accept the counteroffer, continue to negotiate, or simply cancel the contract and walk away. Okay, so should you ever waive a home inspection? To be honest, each situation is different. And in some cases, having a home inspection as part of the home purchase makes the most sense. And if repairs are needed, you will need a home inspection report to request any of those desired repairs. Now, in an ideal world, every buyer would get inspections, every buyer would get negotiation powers, and every buyer and seller would be open to repairs and fixing the home prior to closing. However, we all know this is not always the case. But fortunately for you, as the buyer, you have three main options when it comes to inspections. Option one, you have full inspections and full negotiation powers. This, of course, can be seen as the least beneficial option to the seller, but most advantageous to you as the buyer. Option two, you have the rights to an inspection, but you only have the inspections for your own personal knowledge. With this option, depending on the terminology used in the contract, you can simply order your inspections, and if you are unhappy with the results, you can still walk away from the contract rather than negotiating. Option three, you can waive your home inspection contingency altogether. Truth be told, each option has its pros and cons, and each real estate transaction is different. And this is why it is so important to know and understand exactly what you're agreeing to as part of your home purchase. I'll catch you guys next time.